damn it, Cybertron. And now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast. Serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
Hey everybody, and welcome to All Hail Unicron, episode 21. The podcast is finally old enough to drink and to pick up cougars at the bar. But this is still the least favorite podcast on YouTube. You could say we're like the fart in the internet elevator. We're there. No one really likes us, so they can't wait to get off on their floor. I'm your host, Oscar Alonso. Say what?
Everyone's denying it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me. Everyone looks at the old lady. Oh, it was you. You know it was you, Gertrude. But joining us tonight is, as always, the Furious Four, myself. Minus one, Matt is not joining us tonight. He is taking a break. He's been a little ill. He's probably caught that bug going around that's called monkeypox. And, of course, coming first on here to my lower left, he just downed the rest of his whiskey. He is getting ready for the show. Everyone's favorite attorney at law, the guy that taught Phoenix Wright how to practice law, the one and only Mr. Robert D.
Hello, good evening.
All right, okay. And coming up next is everyone's favorite mad professor, the smartest man on the internet, the smartest Transformer fan on the internet. Don't Google it. Don't bother, because you're just going to get him all the time.
You know that's not much of a compliment.
It's not, yeah, because you could type in Justin and you'll get, like, you know, a lot of weird porn moves, but that's okay. Yeah, it is true. The one, the only Mr. T2RX6, Justin.
Yellow, and I'm really happy that you mentioned Phoenix Wright. It's a very underrated game.
Yeah, it is. It is. Apparently, there is a package where you could play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and then one that's like him in law school or some shit like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. There's also a new one that like is his like ancestor or something, but I don't like that one as much.
That's I'm thinking about buying it. I've seen gifts. I need to see some people let's play it before I decide to pull the trigger. But speaking of pull the trigger, a couple of months ago, I went ahead and I let out an open invitation. I selected 4 individuals to come on to our show. And this individual is number 2. We had our good friend Tony on here, and I called him Andrew on the last podcast. And apparently Robert and I insulted some family friends of his.
What happened?
He'll get into it. Okay. The one, the only Mr. Anthony K. What's up, Anthony?
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
There you go. There's that part. I was like, yeah. Of course, you know Anthony. Everyone knows Anthony. He's the guy who puts that care emoji on every post on Facebook.
Oh, you noticed too? Everyone cares about everyone.
I'm like, wow, that guy cares a lot, man. Fuck.
Cares
like,
a lot about
so much.
Anthony cares a lot about convention sandwiches. He's a health nut, and he sells like fucking pastrami sandwiches to everybody.
You don't know what's in my cooler?
No.
Or who?
No.
He takes a scoop out of someone's fucking head with like a razor-sided ice cream scoop.
Maintain my testosterone levels.
Fucking brains in a cup.
So I do normally, on this part of the show, we talk about what you get this week, but I do want to bring first top of the show, top of the program. Let's be fucking real here, guys. Sometimes we become fanatical over certain characters of this beloved franchise that we love. We have fanboys of jazz like Justin. You have fanboys of Thundercracker like me. And then you have fanboys of everyone like Robert. And then, of course, there's fanboys of Starscream like, Matt or whatever. But, what I really like seeing, especially the few TFcons I went into, is cosplayers. And they go that extra mile. Right, and sometimes they get creative, and sometimes they just, like garbage bag Megatron.
TBM. Do not insult TBM, Oscar.
Is that the family member? Are you related to Trash Bag Megatron?
No.
Oh.
If you are, we want her on the show. I'm telling you.
Right, I was like, please get Trash Bag Megatron on the show.
And over the last 5 years, I've seen this fan base of ours evolve, especially with the utilization of 3D printers. And what Anthony does for his Etsy store is make not just this average looking, but this phenomenal 1-to-1 human. Well, not to 1-to-1 scale because the mask would be huge on a human, but it's basically adult size Tarn Mask.
1-to-1?
You imagine
Look like
that?
a fucking Easter Island statue.
Right put in your front lawn, you just prop it up. That was $50. That's it. Shit.
Pretty man, help me up.
Making people crash. But so he does these Tarn masks, and I saw them myself physically when I went to Arizona a few weeks ago to visit my buddy Matt. I didn't even know that was Anthony at the table because I never seen his face. His profile pic on Facebook is that like South Park looking guy with a bandit domino mask and red hair, and I'm just like, oh man, these are really cool. I'm showing my friend, Matt, who's with me, who I'm visiting. Meanwhile, I kind of glare up at the person at the table, and he's looking at me weird. I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave because this is it's getting a little awkward. And I'm like, oh yeah, $50, that's not bad. Okay, yeah, we'll see you later. We're walking off, and I'm telling my friend Matt, like, this guy's fucking staring, man. Like, I don't know. So that's the thing. And it turned out
a live heart emoji. It's like,
he was like, I just gonna hug you.
it's
No,
like,
but
Well, so I see this guy, and I'm like, this guy looks so familiar. Who else would look like the love child of Beaker and Eugene Levy? And I'm like, this cannot be Oscar from All Hail Unicron podcast. He's in Florida. Okay, so I'll just, I'll sell this guy a figure, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
and then,
I got my Weird Wolf from you. Yeah, $5 Weird Wolves.
And then the next day, I'm listening to the episode of the show that came out the day before the toy show, and I hear Oscar saying, I'm going to be going to Florida, visiting a friend. I'm going to this Arizona toy show. And I'm like, holy shit, that was Oscar. And my son and I had my son listening to the show with me. And we were flipping out. So I immediately, I wasn't driving totally when I got on the messages and I said, Oscar, I was at the toy show. I had the Tarn masks. And Oscar replied, like, holy shit, no fucking way. Like, he doesn't use bad language like that, but that's just me paraphrasing.
Shit. Say that to HR.
So, Oscar,
wait, was your son the kid that Oscar tried to swindle?
No. No. Well, tell him.
Wait,
there,
did you
Anthony,
know
'cause-
it was Oscar when this guy came up and offered you 50 cents for one of your Tarn masks? And then you're like, are you Oscar Alonso?
I'll give you $3.50.
You're like, come on, man. It's not even 1-to-1, man.
So that was right after the toy show. Now my son and I are listening to last week's episode, and we hear Oscar talking about getting a Weird Wolf. I told you that, by the way.
Yeah.
And then getting the sea spray from this kid who's trying to save money to buy a phone.
Oh,
and my son
no.
is like, oh, that's Curtis last name withheld. And so I'm like, wait, what? Curtis was trying to save up to get a phone, and my son says, yeah. And so then Oscar keeps going on to the story about this, it's like really unique Megatron or something that you got from that table. And
Megaplex from Machine Wars. Yeah.
And my son is like, oh, we gotta tell Curtis and his parents that they're being mentioned on the show. But then, of course, you guys went a little bit further, beat up the dad and make love to the mom, and my son and I agreed that maybe we shouldn't.
Well, at least you listened to the rest of the show before you played it, before you decided. Because that would have been like, hey, talk about you on the show. And like slowly you're listening to it with this family.
That's why I was like, here it is, guys. Here it is. Yeah.
I put on the Tarn mask I got for 50 cents from this asshole, and then I fucked this other kid's mom.
They were a nice family. It's I will apologize whenever I cross the line, and I did, and I apologize.
Why?
I have that sense of it's a sense of humor thing, and I didn't know.
You don't apologize for a sense of humor. What are you gonna do? It's all satire. Come on now.
Yeah, well, true, but still.
And I'm sure the kid's parents would have gotten a kick out of it, except that the dad might go batshit crazy.
Yeah, he'll sit back. He ain't kicking my ass.
The dad's like,
what a coincidence!
I fucked this lady too.
So he ain't kicking my ass.
Where's Matt?
Matt is not feeling well. He's under the weather today, so.
Oh, I thought he put it in the show notes. What happened to him?
No, I didn't. Did you? Did you lawyer type?
No, it's in the show notes. I saw something.
No, I did not put anything in it. I'm not looking.
All Hail Unicron episode 21. Gator finally had enough and slit Matt's throat in his sleep. It's right there at the top.
For Anthony, that is Matt's very well-fed pug. Very well. It's an adorable pug. And I to this day, man, like, I see them as puppies and they're adorable. But when they grow up, man, it's just like, you know, they're all cross-eyed and they're like, and they're like, parents are like, oh, he's doing that thing. I'm like, struggling to breathe. Yeah, dogs do that. Not really. But
you know how they say dogs tend to look like their owners. So I dated this girl, and her pug was named Shomshun. They're from another country, and
Okay.
that was an entirely accurate assessment. Yeah. Adorable girl. I loved her. So
her O face was bet to be desired, I bet. So we're going to post a link to your Etsy store on our show notes so people could go check out the Tarn Mask, and if they're interested, they could jump on the ball. And it's $50, and of course, plus shipping, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's actually a pretty reasonable. They're very nice. They're not cheap and flimsy. You know, do they come with the straps already attached to them, or do the customer have to apply that themselves?
Comes with an elastic strap.
Okay.
Comes with a shelf stand that I made after the toy show, so you didn't get to see that. And I've been collecting Transformers for like 20 years now, and once I just learned 3D printing, and when I saw TFCon photos, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen all the photos, so like two TFCons ago, and someone had made these 3D printed Tarn masks, and I thought I can do that, and I'm really proud of these things. Like, I put about 40 hours into the design work. Each mask takes like 20 hours to print, and
Jesus Christ.
I'll paint it up for you if you want, but my painting is not good. So if you can paint, you probably want to get the unpainted mask. But you're gonna have the pink triangle on Tarn's forehead, and then silver scars, and then silver on the chin, and then like the stand. It's made out of a black plastic as opposed to the purple of the mask. I realize this is an audio podcast, so I should probably describe this a little bit. And so a purple Tarn mask, and then the stand is black, and it looks like vent pieces that would be on the side of Tarn's face. And you're going to have to assemble it yourself. So the mask comes in two parts. There's a face part and a crown part. And then the stand will come in two parts. There's the base and then the portion that actually holds the mask. And clicking these parts together, I think it's fun. Like, when I made these things, I didn't expect it to come out like with such a tactile thing, that you'd expect from a Transformers figure. When you're transforming a figure and the parts like click into place, you love it. That's a great feeling, and you get that from my masks.
Yeah.
Very nice. I thought you were gonna say it comes in pieces, like you basically send them the plastic stock and like a 3D printer and like a file.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the last guy to send the 3D printer back, and then I can send it off to the next person.
Send it back.
It's all about an honor system, and that's what's up. And that's what's up, guys. That's what's up. So, all right, that's good. So we'll move on to the next segment of our shows. What did you get this week? And Justin, you could go first.
The only thing I got from a very wonderful friend is a late birthday drawing of the one and only Defensor. Actually, it was a second drawing of him because the first one he deemed not good enough. And I think he's his own worst critic.
He looked so
they were
stupid.
amazing.
He looked so stupid and stiffy, like he's trying not to fall, and it just looked bad. And then the second one's like, no, he's got to be doing something that Defensor would do, and that would be like holding up two buildings from falling over. So yeah, that was a love letter to Justin.
Yes,
but wait till the next one, bud.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Wait for the breakup,
print it out really nicely and put it in a frame somewhere.
Hell yeah! And then share it with everyone on our Facebook page at facebook.com/All Hail Unicron. All right, you can spell whatever.
Maybe
you can, maybe you cannot. Robert, what'd you get this week?
I got let's see. I got Magic Square, Optimus Prime 2.0 Legends. I got finally got the first Moon Studio aerial bot.
Alrighty.
And I got X-Transbots Springer.
All right. How's that feeling?
No idea. They're in Brooklyn. I'm in Jersey, and I haven't opened them, but they came in.
Hey.
I don't know.
I'm hearing some mixed bags about that Springer, like some paint chips, the whole nine.
Yeah, it's really just morbid curiosity. Honestly, that's all that it is. I'm not going to display it.
Wow.
It's just shit curiosity. Bobby's probably going to break it.
Probably.
Maybe he takes a chisel to it to separate a limb or something like that.
That's what he does. The fucking Transformers. He uses the fucking needle-nose pliers on my fucking hound.
There we go, Mac. Got it. Hey, it's all part of the show, Mac.
He's
got a new rap album.
He's still finding pliers.
Well.
Is he?
Anthony, did you hear about what happened?
You hit him all over the place.
Yeah, but real pliers. Like, he got little toys. He got dollhouse toys. And not dollhouse tools. And those went in the hands of his figures. And then he got these. Where is it? I don't know where the hell it is. I have one here. It's like a little wrench like this size, like 20 of those, no, 10 of those, 12 of those, and then real needle-nose pliers. There's like 24 of those, and he's gonna have a mountain of them. It's gonna drive him crazy because he's gonna think he's just like, oh, who are my pliers here? He's gonna go walk them to his basement, put them on the desk. Eventually, he's gonna see a mountain of pliers and not understand why the fuck he has so many pliers. It's a long game joke.
Oh boy.
And he doesn't listen to this, so the game.
No, he doesn't listen. He's an asshole. But Tyler F. also hid 7 little skeletons, and he numbered the backs of their heads, but he numbered them. No, 8 of them, and he numbered them 1 through 9, and he left number 7 out. So Bobby's gonna think he just can't find the 7th one.
That's how, you know how OCD is too. So he'll probably trash his basement.
Yeah,
like an irate incel.
Sis.
Siscum. Speaking of Cisco, so what? You got nothing else this week?
No, that's it.
All right.
I feel like I did, but I don't remember. So, oh well.
All right. Anthony, did you get anything this week?
I got a hefty list this week. A Baldwin drop, you might say.
All right.
So I got 5 blind box Micro Machine Transformer sets. So I've completed the collection, and there's like duplicate dioramas in the collection, but then the duplicates, one will come with a Transformers themed vehicle, and one will come with just a generic Micro Machine.
Okay. Oh wow, really? Where'd you get that?
Target exclusive, I think.
Huh.
You got to find them in the Hot Wheel aisle, and these little, play sets work really well with the mini Dr. Wu figures. Like I've got the Thundercracker in jet mode on the runway with the airplane, and it's just about the right size. So if you're wondering what to do with your Dr. Wu figures, pick up some of those Micro Machine sets. You got to put stickers on yourself, and I'm not a sticker guy, but I get through it. All right, so I should probably speed through this list. I got the Magic Square Prime 2.0 as well.
Okay.
It's good. It's Magic Square good, but I've had that New Age David for like 2 months already.
Right.
And New Age released the painted version first.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Magic Square would have gone that route, because
right.
I probably won't drop $100 later on to get their painted version. And it's like apples and oranges.
Wow.
A painted legend versus an unpainted. New Age.
Isn't it crazy paying $100 for a Legends figure? Isn't it wild?
It's enough to make some of us stop buying them. That's for fucking sure.
We're almost hoarders in a way. We've got some issues. So yeah, $100 for a teeny tiny little figure. We can do it. We can do it, guys.
No. No, damn it.
Also got the New Age Marvel comic color Optimus.
Nice.
I think I've gotten every repaint for this Optimus and Ultra Magnus mold from New Age, except for the clear ones. I'm not the translucent guy.
Oh, I was about to say, like, you're a good mat stand-in. Then you said no clear.
Opposite. Matt and I.
I'm
can
sure
balance
he paid
each other.
for it though.
I got the DX9 Hanzo 6-shot reissue.
Oh wow.
I'd originally gone with the Fans Toys Hydra, but I hate to transform that thing, so I went for the DX9 because it's more, I guess,
always
more
feel
entertaining to flip back
sturdier.
and forth.
They're sturdier too. Like, you know, I'll never forget that Blitzwing. That Blitzwing was the shit, man. I miss that guy a lot because I fucking love the DX9's Blitzwing.
Yeah, that was good. But I mean, I'll tell you what, the Fans Toys 6-shot, he's not holding up over time. His joints are crap. You know, I got him on the shelf, and I'm lucky he hasn't fallen.
I think my 6-shot's like one of the few Fans Toys that I like took out of the box, messed with for like 10 minutes, and then just put it back in the box because just like it was not fun to change him in all the different modes. I'm like, it's fine, and I packed him up because I was mid-move, and then he's never come out of the box. So. Yeah,
I would argue that he is one of their worst releases. People love him, but personally, like, I have to find it, and I feel like I have to have him on my shelves because it's Fans Toys, and at the same time, he does nothing for the shelves but take up vertical height, forcing me to make the shelf. He's a detriment to the shelves because he adds nothing. Like, he doesn't really go with anybody. You know?
I kind of feel like Butters in that episode of South Park where everyone's playing World of Warcraft, and he's like, "I'll play Hello Kitty Island Adventures." I'm over here like, "Well, I have Hasbro with an upgrade kit."
You have Fans Toys.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do not.
You have a Skull Cruncher on your desk right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's Fans Toys.
You're talking about 6-shot though. I don't have a Fans Toys 6-shot or a DX9 Hanzo. You know, I've seen the DX9 Hanzo's review videos, and I think they're great. I just always miss out on them.
I'll send you mine.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I'll give you 50 cents.
I give you 50 cents, and you pay shipping.
To finish out this list, Studio Series movie Age of Extinction Galvatron, Studio Series Bumblebee movie Thundercracker, Legacy Jyaxus. Opened Jyaxus today. It's unique. It's different, and I appreciate that.
That's good. It's good.
What figure is that?
Jyaxus is from I think he was introduced in the Generation 2 comic, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. He had that. He was that ugly orange jet from the Thrilling 30 line that was like a remold retool of Starscream, Armada Starscream.
If I recall, his name came because they just thought that they were actually going to get axed, just access.
Yeah.
And no, they kept going for a little while.
So they went with Jyaxus.
And then Takara Masterpiece Raiden Shoki. I took it out of the box. I opened up the front of it, folded up the shield, put it in, and put it back in the box. I'll play with it later. And then both of the Moon Studio Raiden arms. So what I want to do is have a few hours on the weekend, sit down with all of these trains, go through all their modes, maybe do some photos, and then put them up on the shelf and never touch them again.
You know damn well you got to sit there, set them up. You got to take your photos. You got to look behind you. You got to lock the door. You got to sit back down. You got to go, choo choo. Oh no, Decepticons transform and merge to form Raidentron. Go. Your son's gonna be like, "Dad, what are you doing?" "Mind your business. You leave me alone. It's my time."
I was picturing he's gonna have them all in alt mode, you know, connected, and grease them up, and then accidentally fall on the tracks. Oh no!
I slipped.
What are you doing, Raiden?
You know, somebody was recently asking about length and girth. And then finally, to cap off this list, non-Transformers, I got the modern Icon Cobra Commander helmet, and
nice.
I love it. It's just it's a fun piece. It's weird. You put it on and it's like, you know, I was once a man, and yeah, you know, Oscar, you hold me in your arms and we will reenact that scene.
I'll be Roadblock. Really offensive Roadblock. I don't like that sound. Tell me, dude, what's going down?
You be Jinx.
I'll be Jinx, yeah. Why am I blind? Can't do it. I can't do the Oriental guy voice anymore, man. We'll get canceled
you
by
can.
today.
You're just being polite.
I am. I really am. We will get fucking canceled. Like, that'll come up. Every other episode we did, they won't talk about. Right? But they'll come up with like the whole, oh, he did that Rock 5 shit. That's racist as fuck. Oh my God, listen to him. He does it in every episode. Fucking douchebags.
Had the Antoine on for a while.
Yeah.
God, I hate candy bars, man.
I don't like candy bar, man. But okay, so that's all you got?
That's it?
That's all that I got this week.
Okay.
I like you got some stuff going on behind you. Is that the X-Transbot Springer behind your head there?
Straight behind me, and then the fans toys next to it. I'm undecided. I like them both. I would definitely rather flip the X-Transbots one back and forth.
Really?
But, yeah. Like, it just, I don't know. It's got flaws, all right? Like, there's these two long metal posts that are super flimsy, and as you start bending and manipulating the panels and the arms, like, I thought I was gonna pop these metal, like these 2-inch long metal pins out of place. So, like, X-Transbots makes some weird choices, but at the same time, just I don't enjoy that Fans Toys one. You know, it's
they're like sadistic.
It's not their best engineering.
It's almost like they do it on purpose. You know? Like, you're going to earn this fucking alt mode, asshole.
It's like they sat there and did really great with that Stunticon set, right? Then they fucked everyone in the end with that trailer. And now they're like, okay, everybody, let's fuck Springer up. That's a good idea. Let's do it. I'm going to do it.
Anthony, 20 seconds went by and he went and did the Asian accent, see?
Right, it's horrible.
Cancel him.
Fuck the American collectors. We are perfect.
Oh, jeez, and I was putting on some dark makeup. Don't do that, Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar, stop, dude. No.
What's that sound? Tell me, dude, what's going down? And oh hell, Unicron is popular for all the wrong reasons. Okay. Yeah. So here's what I got this week, and I actually had to pull a safety with Robert on this one. So I sat there and I didn't spend too much when I was in Arizona. I did buy the Fans Toys Perceptor. That was like my big chunk. I was like, all right, that's it, because it was a good price compared to what he was going for online.
Didn't buy a mask.
No, like I spent $200 on a fucking Transformer. No, I didn't, because I can only explain so much to the wife, because she won't let me wear it during sex. Not since the Deadpool mask incident. But
I sat there putting that mask on for safety, honey. Yeah, but you're putting it over your eyes.
Maximum
again for
effort.
You're on the pill, right? It's cool. We got our insurance covers the morning after. So I sat there and I checked on Amazon, and I was gonna go with the Chosen Prime, but the Amazon was like, 2 days it'll be. I'm like, all right. So my wife went on this horse show. She was gone basically like the whole week. So I placed the order.
Horse.
And on a Saturday.
Horse.
Yes. Not donkey. Horse.
Oh my God.
We're high class.
Yeah, to the donkey show, you know, every weekend's extra money.
The donkeys are here in Arizona.
Yeah, she knows Anthony. It's weird, but whatever. They call him the Fluid Master. I don't know why.
It's very dry here.
So I pulled the trigger, and I haven't bought a Titan Transformer in years, right? Like I looked at Omega Supreme, I was like, pass. My biggest the reason why that is because I bought Triptychon, and it was like the biggest disappointment ever. So I went ahead and Omega Supreme came out, I was like, pass, and who came up after him was Scorponok, right? So again, pass, and then they showed off Black Zarak, and I just love this paint deco. I love the head sculpt, the whole nine. So I was like, fuck it. So I picked up the Transformers Legacy Titan class Scorponok, or Generation 6 Legacy Black Zarak, and it's great. You know, I really love it. I love the headmaster. I love the detail on the guy. I really do. I'm very happy with it. I have nowhere to put him because I'm scared that he'll fall off. So he's sitting on the floor next to the television, and my wife is coming home. I reached out to Robert, and I was like, "Oh my God, dude, I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you." And I was like, "Hey, so if my wife asks, you sent this to me. You bought it and you weren't happy with it, and you sent this to me." He's like, "I'll even message you to make sure it's fail safe."
Like PM, I'm like, "Hey Oscar, I hope you enjoy the TFCon, man."
Yeah, so like you know, it went from like, you know, oh gosh, she's gonna walk in the office, and how do I explain? I bought this big massive bot when I told her I'm not gonna buy the big ones anymore, and she hasn't seen it yet. When she does, I'm just gonna be like, oh, Robert gave it to me, just because I ended up getting sick the following week, so I picked him up. You.
His wife thinks I'm in love with him.
Yeah, well, you're the one that types I will have him on my Facebook.
I mean, you're not. Who isn't?
Exactly. I didn't deny it. I just said she thinks
Oscar
is on to us.
Have you transformed it?
I have not. Just the headmaster.
So I'm going to ask, and you might not have the answer, which of the faces has the eye patch?
It would be the head, the robot head. I think his name's like Master Zarak.
Which piece?
Something like that.
Eye patch. He says the head.
Hold on. Obviously.
The foot.
Right?
It was the left foot.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this work here.
He's going to transform it over the radio.
No. That's the only eye patch I see.
Okay, so you take the head off of the big robot, turn him that into a robot, and then you get the eye patch. Okay.
Yep. So I'm happy with it. I even like, you know, compared to like Fortress Maximus, like just the whole design on the head overall. No one can see this because this is an audio podcast, but it's very clean. You know, but then these things are attached to his arm. These things right here, they just look ridiculous. So I don't know what the hell, but he stays in the Titan mode. And then I took my nephew to a little flea market here in Ocala, and we're just walking around, and actually I took both my nephews. We're just walking around, and then we went to this one vendor, and he had a bunch of toys and stuff, and my youngest nephew Alex was like, "Oh, can you get me this?" I'm like, "It's $2." I'm like, "Yeah." I look over, and he's got a fucking Walmart exclusive Sound Blaster. And I sold mine a while ago, so I was like, well, all right. So I pitched to him, how much you want for that one? He's like, the black one? I'm like, yeah. I was like, he goes, he goes, $20. I'm like, well, does he have everything? He's like, here's all he comes with. And he is full blown, complete. He was dirty when I picked him up, but so now I have a little Sound Blaster back from the War for Cybertron Siege line. I got him with Rat Trap, but he's fucking stuck in there. So now I got my Sound Blaster back. So
speaking of which, I don't mean to cut you off. That was something else that came up about this blaster. I can't see the background.
The deformation space.
Yeah. Do you have this, Anthony?
Right in here.
Does your tape deck work? The tapes get stuck in this guy's chest.
It's a terrible design.
You can't get the tapes in his chest and hope to get them out without breaking them to remove them.
It's a pain in the ass.
I find the same problem with the Fans Toys Soundwave.
Shut your whore mouth.
All right, so without further ado, this is known as the third-party panel episode that TFCon was happened up in Toronto, right? So we're going to go ahead and start Canada, eh? I went to one back in 2016, 2017, I forget when. So that was fun. There are good people there. So we'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the panels we're talking about over at tfw.com. So, of course, there's a quick read by. TFCon Toronto 2022 is underway this weekend, and the crew over there are kind enough to send through the third-party panel slides in full. Read on to check out all that was shown in the various companies. Make sure to hit the third-party discussion forum to talk about each project. So, moving on first is, of course, the intro card. And, of course, we have the Moon Studio logo. All right, these are everyone's favorite writing combiner compared to the Hasbro masterpiece and hashtag masterpiece, and they are debuting what looks like to be Planet Cybertron.
Wow. So it's Moon Studio. Now I'm confused. Moon Studio is Zeta. No.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure. Like, there's speculation that Moon Studio is just someone who bought Zeta's designs, and then other people say it's Zeta. So
there's
knows?
a chance. I mean,
we're just going to continue calling them Zeta, though. I think that's the fair way to do it.
So this is going to hopefully be on par with their Unicron, with Cell.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Wow.
Cool. I think I'm in on
Now,
that.
serious points for being very unique in this run, rather than doing another Unicron, or they're doing Planet Cybertron Primus. So and this looks really, really good.
That's insane.
That is. And this looks really nice compared to like the Pringles Unicron that the HasLab project made. But I'm glad that some people picked up on it, jumped on it, and they're happy with it. And the ones that bought it thinking they could flip it to buy a car, much luck to you.
Which one? The HasLab?
Yeah.
That's only going up in value.
Yeah.
So wait, who here has Cell?
I do.
Justin.
Justin, you have Cell. Anthony, do you?
I sure do.
And so, I mean, what do you guys think about the prospect of them doing Primus?
I'm totally down. I like to have, so back when Armada did Primus and, their Unicron, I hated the fact that they were just, differently scaled. So if this is a Primus that scales nicely with Unicron and they can be, almost like bookend things on top of a shelf, I'm down. Totally.
Wow.
But they need to be the same size. If this comes out and it's not the same size as Unicron, then fuck it. I'm not buying it. It has to be the same size as Unicron.
I hope this is 3 feet tall just to really piss you off.
Yeah, then I'm not buying it. Won't piss me off.
It scales with the
save my
HasLab.
money.
So one thing, I think this looks awesome, and I think it'll be just as cool as the Zeta. But they're showing a display stand for the planet mode. This is a really good looking display stand, and we're going to need an upgrade for whatever you're going to use for a stand for that Studio Cell Unicron, because it just has those translucent plastic cones, and those don't compare to this design that they're showing off at TFCon.
Yep.
I kind of prefer the cone personally, but that's just me.
Well, I think in terms of them displaying well together, will it work? Hopefully it will. Who knows? Maybe this is translucent. I mean, I don't know. It looks like a space bridge.
That Cell ends up selling these, or whatever, Moon Studio sells these bases separately too.
Oh.
So. Yeah. And if it could just fit
suck.
Unicron on the bottom, then, good to go.
I would hate to have the spiky ball rolling around the house at me.
I'd hate to let Bobby Skullface review it and break it.
You'll let him borrow it. You won't have to worry about it being spiky anymore, Robert.
Yeah, it'll be completely smooth all over. He'll sand it down. I got you, Mac. It's all clear now.
He's not.
I saw they had this flashing all over it. I just removed it for you.
Yeah.
I have a question about robot mode. Do any of you guys recognize this design? Because I haven't seen any of the media with Primus in it.
So most of it is from Cybertron.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of I don't recall the back thing over his head there, but
no, that's new. The Cybertron version of Primus was very I don't know, he was very, very kibbly too. This is, I mean, that sphere, I don't own the Zeta Unicron, so I don't know if he's does he just fold in half and then you connect panels or what? But this looks insanely good.
The Zeta's less panelly than this, but I feel like all we ever got for a design for Primus was something. He's always been panel-y in all designs, as I recall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost a tribute to his natural design, which is kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, like, so, yeah, I mean, like, he's always been, like, the Cybertron Primus, if I recall correct. It's been a while since I've seen him. He had little, like, legs that you could sit him on, and, like, I think the bottom part of him was flat, too. He was very weird. It was a weird, toy. And
then you had to put the Cybertron key in.
Yeah, for something. I can't remember what.
His butthole.
I think I've got him somewhere still. But, like this isn't... I mean, I say it's an opportunity for them to go ahead and, like, do something completely original here and do whatever they want. But on the other hand, like, they're obviously trying to appeal to people who, had the Cybertron toy or something, is looking for, like, an upgraded version of that, right? So, like, it's hard for me to say, like, yes, they should do it different, like, not panel-y. It's like, but it's clearly the Cybertron toy, like, made better. So, I don't know.
I will go on record and say that even if I don't get this, I hope this is insanely successful, because this is seriously thinking outside the box. It's not another combiner. It's not another take on a popular character, right?
Yep.
Because everyone's so, like, the exception of Fans Hobby, everyone is sticking to, like, the G1 fucking narrative for some reason.
Right.
I don't know. So, like, this is something great, because if this does good, maybe they'll do a great version of, like, the Cybertron, characters. I'd love to get a Demolisher. You know what I mean? I'd love to get a Cybertron Cyclonus. I'd love to see these characters get the third-party treatment. Get the love they deserve, because those kids, that was their G1, the Armada, the Unicron trilogy. They're now old enough to have disposable income.
The only other people kind of doing this is Fans Hobby at this point. So
yeah.
And props to them too. Like, I'm hoping Fans Hobby has a red alert and a hot shot and all that stuff, and
my god, I'd
really flesh out that shelf. Like, I so badly want that, like, PS2 Armada game cast. That's all I want. I don't care about the whole thing. Just, like, main three and the bad guys.
I would love to see a hot shot that is better, because I own the original Armada hot shot. That was a nasty thing. Then I got the Universe hot shot that came out. You remember that, Justin?
Yeah, he's still pretty crappy too.
he was. I think
he's better, but he's hard to transform.
Yeah, and so I'd love to see, like, Fans Hobby take their stab at that. So we'll see. Up next is Iron Factory. They're showing off their, what line do they call this again?
I don't know, Samurai.
Samurai line.
Samurai. So that Leo Prime was garbage. I'm sure that Nemesis Leo Prime will be garbage too.
Yeah.
That Cyclonus looks fucking sick. Drift, Robert, you said you hated your Drift?
Drift is complete trash. And I sent it to Bobby to review, right? And in the box, I put a couple of Corona bottle caps, a vape case plug, and a crinkled up $30 bill. And he thought there was some puzzle. I'm like, dude, I was just telling you, here's a box of crap. And this is part of that crap.
And you guys numbered 8 skulls, 8 skeletons, 1 through 9.
This figure's garbage, but the Lockdown's amazing. Oh, I got Lockdown too, but I haven't touched him yet.
Okay.
I can't remember if I pre-ordered Lockdown. I feel like
it's really great, apparently. Yeah, no, the word is it's really good. So, but in the Grimlock looks amazing as well. So it's like, you got one. Do you have to have them all? And I feel like I'm an addict, so I feel like I do. It would bother me to, like, you know what kills me? I don't have the Iron Factory Cliff Jumper, because it wasn't Cliff Jumper to me at all. And now it's, like, just bothering me that I don't have it. It's a fucking...
It's not what it's cracked up to be. It's a bitch.
It's a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Why? Fucking Mini Cooper, Cliff Jumper. Why?
Cliff Jumper. Fuck you, that's why.
Aside from that Cliff Jumper, is your Iron Factory shelf pretty well filled out?
Yeah.
You got to get it.
Yeah.
Go on eBay right now.
And the blue one. No, then you get it. I don't know. I don't go for all the repaints. I did at first with the Seekers, and I was like, "What am I, an idiot? Yes, I am, but I'm not doing this."
No one's done that.
I live vicariously through Matt when he gets, like, every repaint of every mold. And I'm like, that's nice. I'm glad I didn't do that. Okay. But yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Hudson River Brown Seeker they're gonna make.
Hudson River Browns.
And I love so about this lockdown. No, I love its aesthetic. It really gives me it does call towards the animated lockdown when he first debuted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get that aesthetic from him, but also I do love the IDW take on his face with all the spikes and stuff. And then the hat, the grill of his vehicle mode turns into like a, I forget what they're called, like the old rice hats they used to have. Shut up.
People need to take shots at lockdown.
Yeah.
They really do. Someone could really make a badass like G1 inspired version. For sure.
That's like it's sad because one of my favorite animated figures is Lockdown, but one of my most detestable Revenge of the Fallen figures I ever bought was Lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just kept popping, his ball joints kept popping off all the time when he tried to transform him from vehicle mode.
See that one? I can't remember.
Ugh, it was a nightmare.
Lockdown.
The engineering on that though was pretty much
yeah.
the animated, right?
Yes and no. It's been years. I mean, that's there. I can tell you off the top of my head the Transformers I've thrown away. Lockdown's one of them.
I can tell you that ROTF Lockdown, like, he looked so good, but yeah, I had problems with the ball joints and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. So
Yeah, and that vehicle mode is fucking sick.
there's always some characters in various Transformers fiction that I feel like can transcend their media, and like Lockdown's one, Bulkhead is one. The fuck was the red car from TF Prime?
Knockout.
Knockout, yeah. Like Knockout can transcend, like, I don't know. I want to see more people do like kind of original content based on that. I'd be down.
Yeah, definitely. Up next is the Grimlock that Robert mentioned.
I love it. This is like quasi Bayverse.
It is. It's like a mixture of Bayverse and IDW. Anthony, you can feel free to chime in, dude.
I definitely don't want to talk too much. So I'm looking at this, and the arms on this Grimlock just aren't going to do anything. It looks like you could get some poses out of the rear legs, probably. It looks like it might have maybe 3 different points on the leg, from hip to ankle, maybe.
You get toe, ankle, knee, hip.
The arms of the Grimlock are most definitely the weak part of
Those are garbage.
everything. Like it looks like he's got a dinosaur he's got like some kind of like prosthetic thing strapped to his chest with then arms attached to them. Like it looks like it's an extra piece and not part of the dinosaur.
Like someone made it for him because they felt bad for him.
It's making the arms on that Kingdom Dinobot look good right now.
Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly. It reminds me of like Dinobot. You know?
You know what it is? This Grimlock, he actually has arms. They're underneath there, and they're operating these slightly longer arms, but they just look bad. So.
Like those grabby claws for picking up trash.
Exactly. Actually, I had a figure that I got. I think I got it off Shapeways a long time ago. I don't know if I still have it. I know he broke like a number of times, and I've tried to fix him. But it was a little, the Beast. What were they? The Beast things that kind of tied into Beast Wars. They were the you like had the heat thing on them, and they had different factions and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? 80s toy line.
Battle Sparklers?
Yeah, something like that. Well, anyway,
Battle
it was a little
Beasts?
purple. Was that? Battle Beasts, yes, Battle Beasts. It was a little purple T-Rex that had this mech suit with, like, his little T-Rex arms operating, like, these big, just, like, giant arms. I gotta see if I can find that. That thing was badass. Oh, things I remember. Back when Shapeways... I think they still do it, but it was like printed in like this like sand media. It was really cool to find it. Now I'm gonna go look for it.
That dino mode looks fucking weird. Some of those pylons sticking up on top of them.
It's like a samurai thing. It's like when they had the flags on their backs.
Okay.
That's what that's like reminiscent of,
The banner of the emperor they represent or something.
Yeah. See, there's definitely a different design team involved with these samurai figures. It's not the same design team as their, like, Sea Spray and Beachcomber, I mean, all that stuff. It's not. They're something. They're just B class. It's the B team when it comes to just figuring out how to make something work. Like, look at the arms. You know, drift. I mean, it's just their B team, and they're okay with it, and that's weird to me. But I'm getting it anyway. Whatever.
They're moving full steam ahead on these samurai figures. Have they released everything that they've shown for the IDW inspired line?
No, they haven't done Ratchet, the Ironhide.
No, but the Ratchet and Ironhide in the samurai line.
Yeah.
Right, that's not the IDW though.
No,
they're like splitting off.
Yeah, they are. Because
They
I know
got
they did the Soundwave, they did the Galvatron.
Right.
They did Scourge. I got the Soundwave. I didn't get the Galvatron. He was there at the convention, but I just backed off. I'm happy with my New Age mini Fans Toys Galvatron.
Like they're focusing more on the samurai line than they are IDW. There are so many figures in IDW. Like there's just a plethora of content for them to choose from, and they're just focusing on this samurai shit.
If they're based in Japan, it's paying homage to their roots. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No, you're the racist because you're upset about that, not me.
Maybe they're just moving on in their lives with something that's making them happier. You know, they're transitioning. They've had a change.
Yeah, but I mean, I doubt. I do feel that there's momentum. So people that are collecting just completionists, you know, Iron Factory completionists started collecting the samurai line. But you would think that over time, as you see the design quality is not the same as the IDW line, I would assume that people may back out. Just say, why am I collecting this? You know, just like I'm asking myself that. So they're going to lose customers over time. I mean, but it's going to give them right now. They're in this false sense of doing a good job because people are still buying the stuff. But I think it's just momentum from completionists. You know, I just imagine there's a much bigger market for IDW inspired legends as opposed to just a thought up, imagined samurai thing. And the thing is, the samurai thing could really work, but it has to be done really good.
Yeah, I think you have to be like every design has to make you feel compelled to buy it, and like I think Grimlock is close for me, but like the Dino mode loses me. It's the bot mode looks great, but the rest of them do nothing for me. Like, I mean I like Lockdown, but that's just a side note. But like the Drift, like I don't give a crap about that Drift. You know, like the Lio Convoy, don't care about him, don't care about the Ratchet and Ironhide. Like, they don't make any sense to me, and they don't look amazing. I'm like, yeah, I'm in on this line. This is cool.
I mean, they lost me at that Leo Prime, man.
Yeah.
They really did. They really lost me because that was just so much hype. I let myself get so excited for it, and I don't know. It just, when I got it in hand, and then I just tried moving stuff and stuff popping off. It's, you know, I was so quick to sell that thing. I lost money when I sold it, but whatever. I got it out of my hair. Up next is New Age, and they are debuting Cyclops. Didn't they do a Shockwave already? Robert?
3 of them, 4 of them.
Okay, yeah. So this is,
I don't understand this. It's H3S. Is that an S or a 5? C.
35C. So this
30.
is the comic colored, like if it were inspired by the Marvel comic.
I don't know.
okay.
I mean, I'm just surprised that they're showing this off. It's just like, okay, they do so many repaints. Just release it as another repaint. There's no wow factor. Who's jumping up and down like, yeah, I gotta buy that one? It's just the repaint completionists, and there's a strong section of people who are New Age repaint completionists. Like, you have to get the recolors. You know?
Matthew Baldwin.
Well, Anthony likes them too. Anthony gets them.
I did it for that Prime mold. I can't get enough of that, and it's the size that works for me. Like on a masterpiece scale, I would never get the Shattered Glass and the Nemesis and the Toxitron and the the white version. They just take up too much real estate. But in this scale, in the New Age scale, and with the budget forthcoming, I am able to go in on all those multicolors for that prime mold. I cannot get enough of it. I do actually have 3 of the Shockwave colors. The lavender. I just got the dark purple, and then I've got the gray Radio Shack color. I'll probably pass on this comic version just because not big into the Marvel comic design. I picked up the Prime because it's that Prime mold. I'm addicted to it. But this is just the start of what they revealed. So they're like, here's a repaint. We're gonna do it. You can see the next one, and then they go on to their new stuff, right?
Yeah, and in this case, it's H48 Maschinenmensch. If this is German, I'm sorry to our one German listener, Tim K, if he cares to listen.
It's just Maschinenmensch. What does that mean? Robot person? That's all that means. Robot person.
Google Translate.
Maschinenmensch. This looks fucking great.
This does. That looks like a straight up mini masterpiece, man.
Her feet are a little thick.
Holy shit.
She's got like gout, but I'm okay with it because she's little.
I mean, she is already putting the Kingdom figure to shame, or Earthrise, whichever one you own.
I mean, she arguably handles her back kibble better than any figure ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Any of you guys getting that Dr. Wu RC? Yeah. So that's shipping now. So we're going to get that, and then of course we're going to get this New Age one.
But the question is, what's the scale on the Dr. Wu?
Oh God, gotta look it up.
I heard it's like Scout class or something weird. It's not Legends. It's not Mini.
Let's see, is this if we click on that? I'm going to check a listing to see if it says how many inches tall the Dr. Wu is.
They even include the visor she had from the movie.
This is great. New Age is fucking pulled ahead in the race.
Okay, we got 3.94 inches, 10 centimeters on the Dr. Wu. Let's see if I can find one for
Legends class.
That's like Legends 1, 2. That's like 4 inches. I mean, it's like a little big. That's like, isn't for RC? Isn't that like McFan's toy scaling?
No, Mech's Fan Story is a little bigger.
Well, she's RC, right? So she would be on the smaller end. If compare her to
it does seem a little tall.
New Age Jazz is like 2 inches tall. New Age Jazz is so tiny, right, Justin?
Yeah, he's pretty tiny. I mean, most of the regular Carbots are. The thing is,
as he should be.
I think from season 2 to 3, the scaling of the robots changed too. So she might actually supposed to be by that scale chart bigger than Jazz too. I'm not sure.
Weird. Come on.
All right, I never
really saw the season 1 characters next to the movie bots for the most part.
Look at image 26. How about that there?
Show Z Store has the New Age RC at 5.31 inches, 13.5 centimeters, so taller than the Dr. Wu.
Right, that's taller than New Age. That's taller than Magic Square. That's like a Scout class or something. That's like McFan's Toys Plus. I don't know, 5 inches.
But that's the New Age. So yeah, that we'll see. Maybe these measurements are just speculative.
So they're saying the New Age is 5 inches?
That's what the Show Z listing shows.
That's not possible.
I'm gonna give New Age another like tip of the hat here, because they're actually the first people we've seen in this panel so far that showed a picture of their figure from the back. Whereas a lot of companies don't do that. They're like, oh, hey, look, this cleans up pretty well, guys. You can fap to it.
Yeah, I think they're showing you that.
Boobies.
They're showing you that back shot for that slit in the grannies.
Hey, if anybody has a spare pair of the upgrade set for the Fans Toys Rouge, hit me up.
Oh, God, I can't believe they actually did that.
Right. Hey, so, sorry, I kind of misdirected the conversation. Have you guys come across the vehicle mode photo?
Yeah.
The what?
So, the vehicle, the alt mode photo, which is photo 24, and it looks really
She got a lot of
good.
She got some junk in her trunk.
She does.
Yeah,
She does.
She's a little like a squished version of RC, but it doesn't look bad considering the scale. So I'm not gonna.
I mean,
I'm
even
not
the
gonna
way,
fault them.
even the way the feet are positioned, they look like little, two little seats.
I know, but to be fairly critical, she should be sleeker than
She
this,
should be.
right?
She
I know
absolutely should be.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? I would
Yeah.
much look if you said to me like, okay, do you want a really good looking RC bot, and it sacrifices a bit just in the proportions of alt mode, although the alt mode will still be decent, but it's not going to be perfectly screen accurate. I'll go with this any day of the week.
And it should be a fun transformation.
Mhm.
New Age has established that. And let's compare this to their New Age Galvatron. This makes a better RC car than Galvatron makes a Galvatron cannon,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Would you agree, Oscar?
I would, yeah. I would also like to point out that it looks like New Age has borrowed the Lego windshield, numerous Lego playsets. For that. I look at it and all I think about, like, man, I just built some shit like that with my nephew the other week. What the hell? Damn.
This isn't their first figure to do it. They've transitioned for a while now, but it's good to see. I feel like New Age really pulled ahead of the pack when they stopped relying on all ball joints. You know, they pull off pin joints and stuff much better than Magic Square.
Yep.
And it's just
agree.
they've become more sophisticated ever since.
I agree totally.
Mushroom.
Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, she comes with an extra set of hands. 1, 2, 3 different guns. One's a rifle, actually, I should say, before a gun enthusiast put me in my place like Justin. And the spare head. So, yeah, she's a... Are there two? Oh, yeah. So, up next is Fans Hobby. Bum, bum, bum.
Flobby.
They're doing something called the Hanger Diorama, which is pretty cool.
It's cool, but you shouldn't be doing this. You should be focusing on your
No.
bots.
Yeah. That is a huge fucking diorama because they got that power baser and combine mode up there and everything.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing it's like looks like it's modular in a way, so you can kind of like take the roof off and build more panels on the side. But like I don't really need this in my life.
no, but I agree with what you say. Maybe they need to focus more on finishing.
Yeah, this is not the
Their
type of thing that I want you
mastermind.
putting your efforts into. You know, like
Well, this also says it's from Fext Hobby, and they're already established at making dioramas like this.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
probably not too much work for Fans Hobby
I
to
see. Yeah,
team up with them.
I never. So what is this Fex thing? I've never is.
Dioramas for your. I know they'll work well for like GI Joe scale, Black's Vintage Collection, Star Wars.
This
they
Fex
might.
hobby, they already have like basically a G1 Arc version of this exact same thing. So, okay.
Nice.
So it's looks like someone else is doing the legwork, so that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's an option if you want it. That's cool. Options are good. Just don't take away from what Fans Hobby is doing.
The question is, do you think this fits in a DTOF?
Maybe.
Anybody
Might
got
just
a power
Just
baser?
make it.
How big is that?
That's a big bitch. I don't have a power baser. Robert,
It
do
is
you have
a
a
big
power
bitch.
baser?
Yes, sir. He's a big fucker.
Get up and get it.
No, he's in Brooklyn.
Get up and get him.
I can't. It'll take me
Comes on
2
the phone,
hours
You'll be
to get
good.
there.
It's fine. It's 2 hours. What's 2 hours? Up next is the MB-18 Energy Commander coming this year. So they have done justice to Energon Optimus Prime that we all communally call Fatimus at one point or another.
Is it
Probably
really
the
not gonna
most-
have any? It's not gonna have any paint.
No, he's got to have paint.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Is that
I think
cartoon accurate?
I haven't seen Energon in a long time. I just remember Optimus being very fat.
No, I think
Yeah.
what we're seeing is there's stuff that's painted, and it looks like other stuff is intentionally just monotone.
Yeah.
You know, it looks painted, but or maybe it's just colored plastic, but it seems intentional. Like they want.
So it looks like they haven't done any of the paint here, right? Like.
But look at the Tubby Boy. He looks painted, no?
This is a colored
So
prototype.
the Tubby
It's
version
gotta
says
be.
the first full painted core robot sample. The rest of it
Okay.
says updated color test shot without spray paintings and imprints. So, like that combined mode, you can see his eyes have no paint. There's no paint on any of the actual arms. So they should have numbers on them because that's kind of how they did it. Like very much like vehicle Voltron type things with various numbers on each of the limbs, 1 through 4. So yeah, looks like Tubby Optimus is a painted test shot, and everything else is just a cast plastic test shot.
He doesn't look like a Tubby Optimus to me, man.
No, he looks a lot better.
He looks a lot better.
He's still got a little extra bulk, but he's much better looking than any other incarnation of this figure.
Yeah.
Who's getting it?
I'm considering it, but that is a hell of a steep price.
I'm in on it. So he's expensive, but like I don't mind collecting the Optimuses from different shows. So I will tell you that if fans hobbies like we made this character from Energon, I'm like I just don't give a shit about any of these other characters. Like Optimus only, and I'm out. You know.
Do any of you have the Naval Commander?
Yes.
Did you experience the chest issues?
Yes, I did, and I'm still waiting for my replacement chest pieces. So, supposedly they're coming, and the whole COVID thing happened, and I think they got lost on boats, and nobody knows where they are. So,
what were the chest issues?
Basically, the red plastic on the chest is like cracked right from the factory. So there's very like hairline cracks in it that probably over time will break worse, which is disheartening.
I'm telling you, man, fans hobby the materials.
No, they're not great.
They're thick, heavy. But there's something soft and brittle about them as well. Like
there's a bunch of different plastics. I am not a plastics expert, but I can tell you, it's probably the wrong plastic that they're using for. I had
Scourge, and I pulled him off the shelf. I was going to send him to Oscar, and I wanted to transform him just because I was like, oh, it'll travel better, and it fucking broke. Like literally, and these transformations aren't intricately complicated, annoying. They're usually fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like it didn't even snap. It was like it was like graham cracker. Like it was like what? Like it like fell apart on me. And he wasn't even that old. I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that it's the wrong type of plastic. It's probably it's for the sake of being cheap. Honestly, I think Magic Square uses the same plastic, but I think that on the smaller figure, you can get away with it a little bit more than you can on the larger fans hobby stuff.
Well, it's almost like the Magic Square plastic. You need the pliability, and it's like to scale, it's more durable because it's like a willow. It's bending for you. But once you get too thick and it gets heavy, and you have to exert real force on it, and it doesn't bend anymore, then it's cracking, softly cracking on you. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
All right, well, up next is MB19 Double Agent, their take on Double Dealer, who, this is a digital coloring effect. This is not the final paint. I'm going to wait a little longer. I'm on the fence about this one. I may be in on this guy. Mostly because the Hasbro take on Double Dealer. Is it Double Dealer? Yeah, I think it's Double Dealer. Whatever. Now's a hell of a time to see if I remember the name or not. The Siege take on him was all right, but I couldn't get over how bad that hollowness was on the inside of the feet and on the inside of like those legs because of the transformation and stuff like that. Here they solved it by putting in panels, and his ult mode looks okay. He has that massive missile on him. And then he has this other mode, which is a second robot mode with the wings completely expanded and like the bird hat on him. And they're starting to lose me now.
Isn't he?
I've never felt really strongly about Double Dealer, if I'm honest with you. Like he's the one G1 design that I'm just like, I don't really care about him, and like I just hate the bird mode, honestly. Like I like the missile, the missile launching vehicle. Like I think that looks kind of cool, but like I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
not sure if I'm in on this or not. Like I just am not a big enough fan of the character that I think I really care.
I think my attachment is because he was that one transformer, that vehicle, a robot, into an animal, which is not something I saw a lot in the line. So he stood out because of that, to me.
And I I feel a huge draw to this, just looking at these color renders, that I think this might have been like a figure that somebody who I knew as a kid had, but it wasn't anybody, I got to go play with this figure. So it's just like this thing that I saw and it imprinted.
Yeah.
So I am super excited to get my hands on this.
That's first aid for me, man. Some kid at the doctor's had it, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" Like a stupid little, Scramble City limb, and I'm like, "I love that little ambulance," and never ever had it my whole childhood. And then like finally, like I graduated college, had my apartment, and I was like, "I'm buying that damn that damn ambulance."
Now, I posted on the, when Fans Hobby had shared some photos of this, I posted on there and asked, will the rocket be able to attach underneath the bird? But they didn't respond.
Oh, the old massive boner, yeah. It's like scattershot. You position him a certain way. Big old dong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are good times. Good times. Up next is MB24, which I believe they don't have a name for him yet, but this is Dreadwing.
Yeah, so that's cool. Like I love the route they're going with the characters they're choosing, like doing all these kind of obscure G1. Like
Yep.
I'm down with that. Like as much as I don't really care for Double Dealer, it's like I can't fault them for going after someone nobody else is doing, And this is another case, like Dreadwing and Dreadwind or whatever their two names are, like that's a good choice.
So I mean, yeah. So oh, you all right there, Robert?
Why? What? Yeah, I'm just moving my computer.
Right. So this looks really, really good, and I guess they're gonna do both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have that weird hope to have that weird combo gimmick that they had.
That's in picture 40.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You got the
Yeah.
weird
that.
combined jets
When you can
thing.
see two bots come together and become one like that, it just, I like it.
Dude, man,
that
look,
alt mode
I
is
have-
called Knotted Dog.
I have a love-hate relationship with these two guys because when I was a kid and I had this set, I think I was like 14, and I was like going through all my shit. My friend Shep was over that day, and I'm like, yeah, those two merged to become a bigger jet. He's like, oh, show me. So I showed him. He's like, so you're like shoving one up the other one's butt? I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, look. And he's like, oh, put your head up my butt. Okay. Oh, we're one. We are one. And then, he called me a homophobic slur, and he just like, come on, let's go talk to some chicks. I was like, but I'm organized. He's like, come on, those are toys. They'll be here still. Women won't be.
There's only one way to protect ourselves from Double Dealer. We have to plug our holes first.
Quick, Dreadwing, shove your head up my butt. You got it, buddy. Yeah.
Anything besides that giant missile, not again.
That was a little rough, Dreadwing. That's right. We're friends forever.
What was that? Was that South Park episode? And you want the asparagus and the seaweed?
Oh, there was the human centipede when they just accepted the terms and conditions for Apple. So should I eat the vanilla pudding or the octopus?
And
Like,
I believe in you.
I have faith in the good cause, star. The
That was a good movie, by the way. You haven't seen Human Centipede.
I will never watch that fucking thing, man. There are some things you just can't masturbate to, and that movie is one of them. Up next is Planet X. Yeah. And he's like, you said, I'm not a quitter.
Speak for yourself, quitter.
Up next is everyone's favorite company, Planet X, with that Hasbro mindset to milk every mold they have with as many repaints. They have Summon Us, their take on Fall of Cybertron Snarl. Now, their Dinobot line was good. It really was. But I think they should move past that and keep going the direction they were going with, like, Star Super, which we're going to see, hopefully, later photos of their reveals there.
This already came out, the Dinobot?
This came out.
I lost track of what Planet X did, so...
Yeah, they did them all.
Okay.
They did them all. They did. This is like a special metallic paint version of them.
Okay.
The first photo is from the back. Now, we mentioned that with RC.
Yeah.
So we do get a good butt shot of Snarl here.
It's got so many holes. Got to plug them all. So yeah, Snarl was good, but he was notorious when a lot of guys would not keep the box and they were selling him. Some guys were selling around other collectors. Those spikes at the end of that tail were known for breaking off in transit if you didn't pack them appropriately.
Yeah.
So that's like the one thing. Like I'll never forget, Swoop was like the sharpest transformer I ever held till I got Central Barbosa.
I remember back in the day, I'm like, and I got one of Planet X's next prototypes. It just was a bunch of steak knives all taped together on a review. I was like,
This is
it's
Snarl.
good to go.
Who's buying this?
Now, I have just gotten into Planet X. I never got into the War for Cybertron games, but my son just gave me his Xbox 360, so I ordered War for Cybertron off of eBay. I got about past the opening animation, but I'm looking forward to more Planet X. But what I want is Planet X to do the Bruticus from those games.
Yeah.
The Hasbro set with the Military Titan upgrade for the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus was
Microblaze.
Yeah, it looked really good, but Planet X can do it, and it will look amazing.
Oh yeah.
That Hasbro Bruticus with no upgrade was pure beauty, and you know it.
Man, let me tell you about Heartbreak. When I sat there and I heard, this is before the Pulse, when it was just Hasbro Toy Shop. I forgot who it was that sent me a PM. They're like, hey, they're all up. All the Bruticus members are up. I dropped like $125 on all of them, shipped and everything, back when deluxes were cheaper. And they showed up, and they called it the Skittles Bruticus because they were really light in color.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here we go. I'm going to form Bruticus. Here we go. Yeah. I didn't watch any reviews. Nothing like that. I just saw the BotCon reveals because that's how we knew what Hasbro was putting out with, like, they put out prototypes on BotCon. And I put them together, and I was like, yeah.
You're like, is this a power core combiner?
Yeah,
I got
like,
the
it's
Amazon one, the Amazon set that they were all.
Oh, the G2.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I opened the box, like, oh, this is not cool at all.
Like, hey. And then they did a whole set with the Wreckers, and they were called Ruination, so they took the name from the RED line, and.
I
so
ordered
you got
that thing on my birthday, 2012 G2 Bruticus. Oh my god, how much did I pay for this? I'm looking at my orders right now.
Should have been like it was like $100.
$60 is what I paid for him.
Oh, did you? Lucky.
Yeah, but he was still disappointing right out of that box.
Yeah, that was my first.
Oh my god, Amazon wants to charge $190 for one left. This has to be someone else selling it right now. There's only one left. Order it soon. Like if someone pays $190 for this. They're probably going to spend the rest of their money on the gun off themselves later.
Yeah, that Ruination. I remember that. That was my first experience as an adult.
4.5 stars, 72 ratings.
Passing.
Who the fuck is rating
Matthew Baldwin. Matthew Baldwin has Gator just like speed tapping. 5 stars.
Top reviewer, TX teacher, Texas teacher. My kid loves it. He worked hard to raise the money for it and is very happy with purchase. Does Hasbro have like?
She's now a stripper.
People just leaving fake reviews.
That kid is now a stripper.
That's not written in English. TX teacher, you're a horrible teacher with that improper English.
TX2
Got this for my husband as a Christmas gift. Most awesome Transformer I've seen out of the hundreds he owns. He absolutely loves.
That couple is now divorced.
Guys. This is Anthony's neighbor. Jesus Christ. Can't we avoid insulting this man?
His neighbor sitting in his living room with his head in his hands going, they're talking about it, man. They're talking about what she gave me. Shit. I can't trust him. So, but moving back to it. So they have a red...
Okay.
They have a red Snarl, which I don't know what's up with that. Is that like the Inferno?
Go to picture 53. So this isn't red Snarl, that's G2, right? I think it's G2.
No, green Snarl is G2.
Okay.
Red Snarl, I think, is like that molten version.
Diaclone?
No, I don't think so.
What the fuck are they doing?
Oh,
I
think not. I don't know.
I want to say this is like the.
There's like a knockoff toy that's red.
No, it's I think I want to say was it Energon? I think it was Energon. They had that Doom lock, and they had like this.
Look at picture 53. If you go to picture 53, that looks like Energon or Armada Starscream. Like it's a picture of the robot mode standing next to the dinosaur boat.
Does. Yeah, it does.
I'm like, that is totally Starscream.
So,
why are they doing this now? This is something you do right before you release the official version. Send in the repaints before you sell the original one that you plan on selling mass produced. What is this? What are they thinking?
If you go to image 55, that is the what I call the Christmas snarl. There is
a G2 red snarl. There is a red one.
There is? Huh.
Yes.
Joke's on me.
Yeah, if you look him up, you can find him on eBay, and you can see pictures of his little G2 self.
Do they really think they're going to even break even?
Guess so.
I don't know. Like, I'm not buying this. I like the G2 fanboy in me wants to pick up a green red snarl because I had this set when they first came out. I thought they were great, but they were just like so fucking pokey, man. It's
Okay, but right, they released the IDW Grimlock recently, and then the G2 repaint, right?
Uh-huh.
I have both. They're freaking gorgeous. These are gorgeous. Why are they doing this? Do they really think this is going to fund the rest of their Dinobots?
How hard is it to just put in another color of plastic for a few molds? So then, they ran the gray, and they're like, all right, let's do 50 of the red. Let's do 50 of the green.
Mm-hmm.
And they can make a little extra money that way. And it could be rare.
Make them as exclusives, yeah. They could be rare, like especially like number them 1 of 50, 2 of 50, whatever. They could probably get a little bang for their buck and then proceed with the IDW Dinobots take on it. I never liked the guns. I loved all the swords. I hated the guns on these guys. But coming up next is Planet X C03. Oh boy, I'm gonna have fun saying this. Nemios. Which is Victory Leo.
I'm wondering if this is gold plastic or gold paint, because some of it feels like it's giving me a gold plastic vibe versus gold paint.
I really hope it's gold paint, man.
Yeah, I hope so too. But
that's
the
plastic.
thing is that it just, like, certain areas look like the picture where you see, I guess, him in robot mode at the front, like that knee. It almost looks like it's cast that way and not painted, but
that looks like plastic.
Yeah, I hope it's painted just because, there is that problem with metallic fleck in plastic. If you don't do it right, that's why it broke before. So you'd be much smarter doing this with paint than plastic, but I don't know if it is.
I mean, I wasn't really hardcore into reading the IDW comics, so I don't know if Victory Leo ever appeared in it. I just remember how Starsaber looked, and I thought he looked great, and the Planet X, take on Starsaber was really good. So I don't know if this is what they think he would have looked like in the IDW universe. I think this looks all right. I don't know. I never owned a Victory Leo before, besides seeing the ones at Dollar General that were like 4 inches tall, and sure, they transformed if you tried hard enough. But I don't know. I hope this is good. For those that still have this guy. I don't have that Starsaber anymore, but that's okay.
I think it looks good, and in the combine mode, which generally looks like a Starsaber standing on
Victory Leo
on like just a couple of black platforms. Seeing this Planet X version, it looks a little more cohesive. Mm-hmm. Like they had designed the two things at the same time, like they planned on it from the beginning, not as an afterthought.
Yeah, he's more integrated nicely into it. I agree.
Hey, Robert, how does this compare to the Flames toys?
It's in the trash.
Robert's beating his children right now.
Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah, the camera's off. He'll be back.
Mm-hmm. He's also raising his hand. I didn't even know you could do that. How do you raise your hand? Oh, here it is. There it is.
Talk to the hand.
What we got
Objection. All right, up next
next?
is going.
Hold on, let's go to picture 68 though. I gotta say, I don't really care for that Victory Leo face. He's making that like it looks like he's trying to kiss Oscar
duck lips.
There. He's like, Oscar, bring it in.
Got the Megatron lips.
This is the
Luscious.
Everyone talking about those kissable Megatron lips. Like who wore it better? Planet X Victory Leo, Siege Megatron, or Overlord
from ship, Oscar.
No, sir.
Just trying to kiss everyone all the time.
Oh, come to my ship, my friend. Let us make love. Up next is Fid's Toys and Parkour. Woo! Cliff Jumper.
I'm in. Looks good.
It looks good.
Looks fit. I mean, the only MP style Cliff Jumper I have is that fucking X Transbots with his humpback. This looks good.
This first shot, though, his arm is hiding his backpack.
Yes,
looks like
definitely.
Second shot, and we got a better idea of what he's packing back there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as offensive as X Transbots though.
There's definitely worse backpacks out there, I'll say. But he does, like, from that 3/4 angle, he does look a little beefy in the chest. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like every single what's the let me look at the MP Bumblebee. I can't remember what the modern MP Bumblebee looks like. I think he's pretty good in the back, isn't he?
The newest Bumblebee, that's like Super Tune, his back is not good.
Okay.
And
it's been a while since I've really looked at mine.
The second picture of Parkour, we can see more of the back.
Yeah.
But again, his arm is still blocking it. Now, it's a great picture, but if we could see the back for, in all its glory,
yes,
will it be better than this MP?
They are very deliberate on how they're hiding this back kibble. And I don't think that it's necessarily better nor worse than I think the MP Bumblebee and, like the X Transbots Cliff Jumper has like the whole back of the car just shoved up on his back. Like, so I don't think it's worse than any of the things that have come before it. So I just feel like they shouldn't have hidden it. Like, just show it how it is, and we have to understand that he's a small robot that has to hide away part of the car and just deal with it. But I think everything else looks fine, and I don't think the backpack's going to be a deal breaker for me personally.
I feel like I know he's rocking that faux chest. Like, that is not the actual
for sure.
chest like in like with Hellion with MMC, which is what I really liked about the Hellion figure was his chest was part of the vehicle mode. I feel like this is going to be not as bad as X Transbots. I shouldn't really say that because I'll upset the super hardcore Fans Toys fanboys. But in this case, it is like I'm looking at
beautiful,
this,
and you know it.
I just hope it doesn't. I just hope it's not like a complete because he has a faux chest. So
Well, you can see the whole. I think it's the whole back and front windshield are folded on his back there.
Yep.
You can see it in that first picture. Not well, but you can see that translucent blue. So.
God damn it! Fans Toys ever made an ugly fucking figure? It's that Outback. Ugh. Jeez.
It's still gorgeous.
Right.
People are complaining about the feet. I haven't heard much about the backpack.
No, I just don't like the aesthetics. I never liked the character Outback.
He's an ugly robot.
He is.
Wait, are we talking about Outback or Cliff Jumper?
I'm talking about Outback because he's in that group shot with Pipes, which looks fucking great.
Pipes
and then
awesome.
there's
Outback.
And there's like, hey, oi mate, I'm Outback, and I'm like, fucking fucking snookered right now.
He needs more paint apps, I think. I think to break up that nude leg color and all that, you just really need to do more with him to make him kind of visually pop. He's just very bleh looking.
Those poor Aussies, their representation of a Transformer is the equivalent of a guy showing up to battle in his underwear. And it's all bare legs. And he's like, hey mate, got the old Speedos on?
Yeah, this is
I
the
don't
problem.
spring a leg, right?
It's like they're going, I guess you don't have much material to go off of with Outback, so you're kind of just going with the cartoon. And this is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what people freaking want.
This is the thing, though, I think the Bad Cube version of Outback is more interesting to look at than this guy.
It is.
Right, but that was back in the day when, you could take liberties.
Yeah. Now everyone's it has to be cartoon, and then you get a guy whose mouth blends into his helmet.
I hope Outback
Hanna-Barbera
fans-
designed this toy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it does look like a Hanna-Barbera fucking cartoon. I hope everyone that is wanting an Outback is happy with the Fans Toys take on it. That Pipes looks fucking intimidating as shit. Like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
what
Pipes
the
looks
fuck?
cool.
Right?
I didn't know I liked Pipes until I saw this, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
And I'll tell you one thing. If I know this company, I really hope, because I'm probably going to be wrong now, but that blue paint better pop. It better be gorgeous. This better be beautiful, sparkly blue paint. It really needs to be. Because that's all you're getting.
Definitely to get it next to Huffer, too. You know, who's got that look
I
going
ju-
on, like, for sure.
I just want to make sure that when I get this Pipes, I'm not going to look at this horror show. Just look at it.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful figure.
I'm looking
In
at
robot mode, yes, but when you turn that vehicle mode upside down, oh god, what was I thinking? But
I'm looking at that Fans Toys Huffer, and how much of the end is there any engineering from this Huffer in that Pipes? Because it doesn't look like it from here.
it doesn't know. It looks like it's a complete retool, and
Yeah.
because
You know what
those feet
sucks?
are a lot thicker than Huffers were.
I'm going to have to jump off, guys. This really is bad timing for me, but something came up with the kids.
Alrighty,
Damn you,
take care of
children.
business.
That's
Yeah.
okay, Robert. I will carry the weight of the show.
Carry the torch
rest
for me,
of the way
please.
through.
You have to be a jackass, though. Please.
And the occasional fart joke.
All right. All right, guys.
Sorry, guys.
But
All right.
carry the torch, Anthony. I leave.
All right.
Bye.
So up next is Fans Toys 54 Warthog. Their take
looks
on who's this guy again? Skydive? No.
Power bomber.
Power glide.
Who? Power Glide, right. Yeah. And away we go. Fucking females.
He
This-
looks good. I like how he scales to the MP jets. I assume that's an MP.
Yeah.
So I like that. What MP is that? Is that the official one?
I think that's
I
an
think
official
so.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
that's Ramjet.
MP
Oh,
Ramjet.
Yeah.
And this is needed. I just transformed the what is it? DX9
Mhm.
Richtofen
Yeah.
last night. I just transformed that last night, and it is like it's a little too simple. Like I like the DX9 Hanzo. It's easier for them to, it's fun to flip through compared to the Fans Toys 6-shot. But that DX9 Richtofen, now it's like that feels more like a mainline level of engineering.
I can see that. I think it's still a good toy, but I definitely think that, especially with Fans Toys kind of hitting all the mini bots on their own, he's definitely a needed thing for their own aesthetic and scale. So I would agree. I don't think if you like that whatever it was DX9 Richtofen or whatever, I think he's fine, but I definitely think that this is a much needed upgrade.
Oh man, they gave this bitch a heart. Like an actual fucking light bright design heart. The next photo's in with little heart emojis that are glowing.
And then he's flashing his tits at RC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
Check out
look
my
at these
upgrade.
boobs, girls. Ain't this fucking sweet?
And the big RC, the Rouge, is laughing at him, and the other one is covering his eyes because she's a minor. And
And
then
away
Power
we
Glide
go.
went to jail.
It's just like kids can't stand to see their parents be romantic.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is totally appropriate. He's not showing anything. He's just showing that he cares.
Uh-huh.
And he's reminding her that he's not allowed within 300 yards of any playgrounds, grade schools, or anywhere that children gather for at least another 2 years.
So dirty.
I know, I'm a piece of shit.
Hey,
I'm a
I just
truck
want to
piece of
say,
shit.
Warthogs manufactured right here in Arizona. Yep.
Oh,
Very nice.
yeah.
I think I'll get a discount on this figure somehow.
Hell yeah. Be like, but I'm from AZ. They'll be like, I don't care. But yeah, that's a sick alt mode. I really hope it's not one of those transformations that requires the legs to be split one way then the other and fucking pretzel it and then suddenly it's a plane. Now here's the one with all the controversy. Everyone losing their shit. FT55 recorder, their take on Masterpiece Blaster.
So I can understand why people are kind of losing their shit. Like when I look at Blaster, I'm so used to seeing him in the yellow that you're like it's kind of a little jarring when you see the gold. But then like the more I look at it, the more I'm like, well, I think it'll look really nice on the shelf next to Soundwave, and I did not have any fucks given about the gold on Soundwave, you know? So yeah, I mean like I'm okay with it personally. But I can understand the argument, I guess.
I did not like the gold on the Soundwave. I felt this figure was so tuned. You got to match that shade of yellow from the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw these pictures of the Blaster, that instantly popped in for me. Like these two figures are a set. The Blaster and the Soundwave, they're going to go next to each other on your shelf, and the two golds on them are going to complement so well. You'll probably be looking back through the rest of your collection saying, oh God, what figures do I need to replace with more chrome now?
Yeah, what didn't I realize needed more chrome?
Well, it looks good. I love this, like I said earlier, I love the selection of heads, right? And of course, he comes with those bull horns that from that one episode. Then he has the this is the G1 head toy, Image 90. Right? Or is that the take on the Marvel Comics?
I don't know.
Isn't
I
it kind of one and the same?
One head.
Already, like, I don't know, like, because as much as I do love the Deformation Studio Blaster I have, he is kind of iffy when it comes to trying to pose him. Because you have to move the thighs down a bit a notch so you could get the clearance to bend the leg forward. Because if not, it's just hitting there. But it looks really good. And the alt mode looks fine too. Nice weapon storage also.
My only hope here is that the tapes are a little bit better than Soundwave's tapes, because those are not great.
Pretty floppy.
Yeah.
With the tune head on this Blaster, it looks a little too squashed to my eyes. But I'm looking at their Tesla Perceptor 2.0, and like his head seems squashed as well when I compare him next to the KFC XTB Perceptor.
Yeah.
It's like they're going for this really squashed aesthetic.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it either. In fact, my favorite thing about the Fans Toys Tesla 2.0 is that option to replace it with the 90W head or with the G1 toy where he has a faceplate.
Yep.
And the IDW head, I think, looks better on it than the actual G1 cartoon. So that's what mine's rocking. But yeah, so he comes with, it's a total of 3 heads. The one is on him, the G1 toy or the Marvel Comics head that he had for a while there, and then I call it the Sphinx head because it's a little wider near the sides. Then of course the different faceplates you could switch it out with, angry, happy, and then one's like a scowl, the other one's just like a regular straight face. But
I need 3 faces. I need a stoic, a happy, and an angry.
Yep.
And that's that's the spectrum of emotion that I need for display. Yeah.
I can even get away with just stoic faces personally, but if you're going to give me extra faces, I don't need a bunch of extra faces. Now the one thing I wonder though is, can I pop the face out of the toy version of the head and then put could I make it a half toy version, half cartoon version to kind of mix it up, because I kind of like the the straight up and down antenna more than the out to the side ones, and I don't know, it'd be cool if I could pop off that face and put on those others. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. This looks really. I may have to reconsider and possibly jump on this, cassette tapes and all. Whereas I passed on the cassettes with their Soundwave, but up next is FT57 Tube. And that is one big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Got some. He did not skip leg day. That's some meaty ass calves. Loving the one thing I always liked about the character of Pipes were those absurd cannons on his arms, and on his forearms. I always thought, like, especially like with Swindle, right? He had his own little fusion cannon on his arm, and I always figured that made them step out. And of course, he comes with his own G1 head.
Yeah, I love the G1 head on this case. Like, I might put that on. Like, I just like that whole like visored look on him. I don't know, but the red eyes and stuff look so good too. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do here. Like, both options look really, really good in this case.
What is that accessory he comes with the?
Is that like the piece of Metroplex?
The eye
from
that episode when Unicron, what was it? Starscream possessed Scourge and had him steal Metroplex's eye because he was trying to get.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think that's it. That was more like egg shaped than this.
This might be a thermal detonator.
Possibly, yeah. That's what it looks like.
It's a transformation cog. Cog.
Oh, okay.
T-cog.
Fuck, who does it belong to? I know it ain't his.
I don't know, who it's supposed to be from. I don't remember Pipes doing anything with that, but I mean, there's a lot of fiction that I'm not necessarily aware of. So
yeah, there's a lot of fucking comic book lore. I'm sure it has something to do with the comics at one point. Someone will correct us, probably Crimson Raptor.
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely a transformation cog. So.
Yep. But he looks good. I love the chest.
So, okay, it says Metroplexus. So it was okay. Metroplexus transformation cog was damaged in 2005, which was the past now. But
okay, yeah.
That was when I guess the cartoon took place. So the movie.
So yeah, you got three
the movie,
different heads.
Yeah.
You have red eyes.
After
Blue
numerous
eyes.
setbacks, Cog was delivered just in time as the city was under siege. Pipes quickly installed it, allowing Metroplex to fight off Trypticon. So I was remembering it was from Metroplex, but it was his transformation Cog. So there we go. See?
Yeah.
I remember things.
That truck mode looks a lot of fun, though. Looks fun. It looks cute. It's a cute little truck mode.
So Pipes, he's going to be compared to Huffer because they were mold mates since the beginning. There were some wow factors transforming Huffer. Just things I didn't expect to see in a transformation. I am wondering if Pipes will give us anything, because he's a different mold. Looks like a different, completely different engineering to me. So are there going to be any wow factors in this?
Hopefully there won't be any like these.
I hope if there are wow factors, they're good wow factors.
Under the car.
And I'm like, oh wow, I just broke that. But yes, no, I agree. I would like to see something cool like that, for sure.
The next one, big shout out to a lost member of the community. Nick Quiche would have loved these. They're from a company called Toy CZ. And I may have to jump on a couple of these guys because Sancho Barbosa would have shipmates. These guys are literally boat formers. First one is, I am not pronouncing that. Good luck. He looks like a kind of a destroyer? Yeah, with a helicopter pad landing. Wow, that's some shit right there, man. That looks like a fucking Gundam, not a Transformer. Mm-hmm. But a big, again, this is something that I was talking about earlier where I hope they're very successful because they're going in a completely different direction.
Yeah. All of these things are definitely the types of things that, like, 2005 me would have been into, I mean, like 2010 me or whatever, 2015, I don't know 2015, but 2010 me would have been in on this stuff. Like, this is when I was buying things that I thought they looked cool versus like really caring about, if I had the space or room for it. But like, they all look cool as hell. Like, every single one of them looks interesting and fun. I would be in on all these, but like, I don't have a draw, so I hope absolutely this is successful. I think this has its place on, transforming robotic collectors. I think, people hopefully will like this, assuming they're fun to transform and stuff. I wish nothing but the best for them because they all look awesome.
And like, part of me wants to be like, maybe it's their take on a very advanced, stylized version of Broadside because of the, the red and gray. Mm-hmm. But he was a triple changer, and at least what I give these guys credit for is that that big shield he was holding in one of the other photos, it doubles also as a stand for the boat mode. So that's pretty neat. I think this is the same guy in photo 111.
It's the same guy in most of the photos. I'm not sure if he has different head or you're just seeing it at a different angle.
Yeah.
But he
Oh,
looks
this
cool.
is the one I think I was in love with. It's called Hell Envoy.
So Hell Envoy is like that samurai aesthetic that Iron Factory is doing, but like much more interestingly done, in my opinion.
This one looks really neat, and it looks like I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking history buff, but it looks like a Japanese World War II destroyer that may have attacked Pearl Harbor.
I'll tell you, the next one is super interesting, and I totally dig the robot mode. Like
263 millimeters. When you geniuses convert that? I'm too lazy.
Let's see.
Oh my god, Gustav.
That is like 10.3 inches. So he's like
That's a big
size.
That's a big bitch. And Gustav, the
So
sexual
Gustav is
rival.
like that like mobile train tank platform thing. It's like a double train. Looks like it's got 2 tracks and stuff. Like I don't know. It's fucking cool looking. And like the robot mode, like he fits right in with Sencho there. Like he's got that like
Sure does.
the hat, the skull face on there. Like I love the aesthetic of this guy.
Well, Comrade Barbarossa, we will have sex now, yes? No, I will not make love to you no more.
Now-
Even though you have that alluring hat and gorgeous Maltese cross, I cannot have you in me. Holy shit.
Is it just a coincidence? This the alt mode on this thing, this tank on 2 train tracks, super long cannon, looks like a one of the Toy World like World War II themed or World War I themed Transformers. They had shown like artwork of like a Megatron
stuff.
like this.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hearts of Steel.
No, what was it? Hearts of Steel? I was thinking it was like Toy World did the Hot Rod, the Bumblebee from the Age of Extinction movie, or
That was World War
the Last
II
Night.
team.
The last night they did like the Bumblebee and the Hot Rod from that, and then they went
the
on to
barricade.
make like a barricade. Yep. They did the Bulldog as the tank.
They did a Starscream set, like a whole
not the
sequence.
Hearts of Steel. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
They're supposedly gonna do the Jetfire as a battleship, like the 2 battleships we just saw previously. And then there was like artwork of the same style of alt mode, and it was like what Toy World could do as a Megatron. Well, now we're seeing this company, Toys Easy, with their 2 battleship designs, and then this tank design. And I guess I just started off with, is it a coincidence? And so maybe I went on for too long about.
No, that is
possible
interesting. I
coincidence.
totally forgot about that stuff. Now I'm looking.
So part of me already, because I love that face sculpt, is winning me all over, man. Fuck, I love the face of this guy. What is really kind of nagging at me is I'm hoping those 4 pillars that are behind him can come off his back. And that cannon is gargantuan, and it mounts on his shoulder. So it's like, part of me is like, man, I really hope you could decrease the size in that. It'd be like a good little space Megatron, but it's like probably doesn't.
Hold on,
But this
I'm
looks
gonna post
fucking
this
sick.
in this chat here, because I just found what you're talking about, and it does look an awful lot like the same tank. How do I do that in Skype here? Where's the chat? Chat, there it is. Bam. So I saw this on Twitter, and I'm going to go back to the tank here and look at the side. It is pretty damn similar.
So
Someone's getting sued.
wild speculation. Toy World, seeing their products circling the drain. They've got other
Sold the
people.
design.
We know that Toy World has, like, they'll pay other designers to do stuff.
Mhm.
Like their last several releases were all over the place. The little Transmetal Megatron, and then the World War II, World War I line, and then their Tactics waistcoat, Optimus Primes. So, like, it is entirely feasible that somewhere along the way they branched off with these vehicles. They were like, hey, let's come up with some battleship designs. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll use that one for Jetfire. We'll use these for this other product line, this other company name.
Yeah, that's a
Same
good spot.
this.
Because that picture, it definitely is the same. This is the same tank, 100%. Like with the way there's like I guess like ramps or whatever in the back are completely vertical. The ladder is like positioned in the same place. Like everything is pretty damn identical. I think you're right. I think you nailed it there. So, and this could be the case where like Toy World didn't pay their designers, and the designers like, well, fuck it, we're gonna go ahead and find someone else who does this, and they're gonna put a different head. And like, no, it wasn't Megatron, even though it was totally supposed to be Megatron. You know.
Meanwhile, at KFC, Keith's all like, it depends. Can Sancho Barbosa fuck any of your designs? They'll be like, yeah, maybe. You are funded.
Now I want to, like, there's a World War II Jetfire. What did he look like?
Like one of the battleships.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering here.
Like,
he looks
He
looks
man.
different than the first guy.
yeah.
He's more similar to the second, but like the robot mode's totally different. So
Yeah, like, you know, their goal was to
Yeah.
start with these vehicles and then see what they
Yeah.
could do afterwards.
yeah,
One-
so yeah, that's
direction
totally
was-
feasible.
One direction was the movie characters. The other direction were these like original this Gundam style
Yeah,
for the first robot, samurai style for the second.
I could see it. Yeah, I think he sold me because of Gustav here.
Of
Interesting.
course, comrade, you will like this. You will vote Bernie Sanders.
I still like Gustav though.
Up
I
next,
don't know if I'm getting him, but I
is-
really like him.
Dr. Wu. Bam.
Dr. Wu.
MS-35 Alley, which is their take on Elita 1. Now, is this going to be for their Titan line that they've been doing, or is this going to be like an actual full-scale robot?
Is this a remold of the RC that's starting to hit?
I believe
Yeah.
so. It looks like it.
So
That's all
I'm
he
gonna
is.
jump on YouTube and do a quick search, see if anybody has a video of that Dr.
Breaking
Wu
news,
one.
Anthony. Robert says sorry, but he managed to get the Iron Factory Cliff at Robot Toy Base. They still had it in stock. So you'll get that news before any listener because you're right here live. So
Good job. Complete that collection. They're done making the IDW stuff, so you now have a complete collection of Iron Factory.
Somewhere out there, some nerd slamming his desk really, really hard because of what you just said, Anthony.
I'm
Yeah, the
breaking
hell they
hearts.
are. Fuck this. I'm going to Twitter. I'll get them canceled. I don't give a shit. You're dead.
Just bad publicity makes me more famous. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Let me drink your tears.
I feel like these images of this Elita 1, like there's some weird shots they've decided to show. They're like, here's her knees, and like, what are you showing? Like, what am I supposed to be impressed that you've seemingly
Here's
got
her
two
thighs
hinges
and
on
a
a knee? Like,
vagina.
I don't understand. What are you showing?
Comes with free camel toe.
Then they're like, and then here's her thighs, and like, oh, good, you put a stress relief hole in
Little-
there so you could get that ball joint in. Like, what do you want? Like cookie? Like, what are you
Okay,
showing me?
look, camel toe. You make love to toy. And here she is, just, whatever. Just work
That's all
on
they
it.
showed? That's all they showed? Oh, come on.
And then full figure. I think this is based on their RC.
No,
I did a Dr. Wu RC YouTube search, and there was a 14-second video. It looks like they're going to compare her to the Magic Square Prime, so that gives us our scaling. So we now have a Legend scale Elita 1 coming.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. And speaking of nice, is Mastermind Creations, MMC, the guys that fired Lenny and made him stop collecting Transformers and forced him to take out his frustrations in the gym. And now Lenny washes his clothes on his stomach, like every other bodybuilder. And they have their Optimus Primonon, which is their take on, I guess, War Within Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it's just a repaint of what they've been doing a bunch of times. You've got the black
Yep.
version. You've already got an Optimus version, and here's one that looks like he's got slightly different colors.
Yep, pass. Okay,
Moving
so
on.
moving on next to their female Armada Megatron. Damn, man, these guys gonna be fucking. Eris Armadon is her name. Subjugation.
This does
It
nothing
is-
for me, But I know there's people in the fandom that like this thing, and Matt's probably among them.
And then it's over.
It's over.
We sat through 160 slides of TFCon Toronto 2022.
And
And
they
that's
couldn't
it.
even make an original "It's Over" screen. I feel like they ripped that from something. I feel like I recognize that "It's Over," but I don't know from where.
Probably stole it from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But that's
Looks
fine.
like Strong Bad, but I don't know.
So yeah, that was the entire third-party panel. We saw some good uns, we saw some uglins, but even the uglins on this are a lot better than that G.I. Joe Transformers mashup Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's hideous. I have no clue what someone would want to buy that for, but
It's going to stay in alt mode.
I think that's what a lot of people are going to do. Like, it can be a robot.
You know, it's gonna stay in alt mode. Makes a perfect case for those. What were they? The San Diego Comic-Con crossover GI Joe stuff. That is just like, here's Jetfire as the Sky Striker. It's like, and he'll always be the Sky Striker because he can't transform. It's like, well, he probably look like shit if he could transform. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And now they're just fulfilling the wishes. Now they're like, yeah, look, here's a,
He transforms. It's like, oh my god, you call that a transformation? Oh man, poor Bumblebee, poor Megatron.
it's here's a, what if you guys always want to know if an AWE Striker would transform
Speaking
a
of
robot.
Haslab, how much is that his tank? Who
$299.
feels strongly about the
99.
his tank?
I don't need
Strongly.
it that bad.
I,
like
I'm
my-
getting it.
Well,
I
it
don't
seems
need
like
that.
it's got its target, so that's good.
I'm
but-
really hoping the third sister will pull through at the last second and get funded. Apparently, that seems to be the ruling joke, and feminists everywhere are calling us toy collectors misogynists.
Yes, we got to get them their long red lightsaber.
Yeah, their dog erection. Okay, whatever. So as always, I closed out the notes because we were only looking at one thing. I got to do my sign off.
They just tell everyone to F off, right?
Oh
That's
wow,
not-
the lightsaber only has an hour and 14 minutes. We should just stay on here for the live count. Does it jump up
play by
5,000? Does Hasbro extend this out for another 3 months, like they did with Unicron, and then magically they get their backers? That's gonna be what happens. Watch.
Yeah, and it's all backed by Big Bad Toy Store.
Mm-hmm.
This will sell because we support women of color and women in film. Fucking goddamn.
They can just throw it in their
incels.
next HasLab. The next tier on this his tank is the Cookie Commander. So they'll just repurpose that lightsaber. They'll repurpose it for G.I. Joe. They'll be like, oh, this is the Cobra light sword. So they'll
I feel like I honestly feel like when they were doing the Unicron HasLab, it was like, if anyone remembers the Fallout ordeal, if like you pre-order Fallout, you got this canvas bag. Instead, you got this like atrocious fucking bag that had the consistency of like reused 1990s windbreaker outfits, and that was it. And people were like, "What the hell is it? What's up with this, Bethesda?" And they're like, "Hey, we delivered, bro. Quit bitching." But I guess you really have to be old to remember that. So as always, email your questions, which we have not been checking that, over at hailunicroncast@gmail.com. And again, special shout-outs goes to Dustmightz for providing the beats for the theme song. Our good friends over at Realm of Collectors, just go ahead and search them. Realm of Collectors on Facebook, great group. A lot of back and forth. A lot of us are in it. Anthony's in it. I'm in it. Just look for all the posts with the heart emojis, the hugging heart emoji. That's Anthony, leaving his marks on there, saying, "Hey, I love your
care
post.
so much.
Yeah, buy a mask." We're going to post his link to his Etsy store so you can check out for yourself his Tarn Mask and pick one up if you want one, just as a nice piece to hang up on your display, in your display area. I think that'd be a nice little touch. If not, wear it and terrorize your neighbors this Halloween. You never know. Be like, "Hey, he's wearing a Jason's mask." You'd be like, "I'll never get caught because I'm not Jason Voorhees." Be sure to check
every single time.
Yep. Be sure to check out the other ROC group I like to frequent quite a bit is Rock and Wrestling, because I am a fan of professional wrestling. Still watch it, still like it, still buy into it, even though I know it's all fake. But that's all part of the fun. Is just
man.
It's still real to me, damn it. Those guys do put themselves through hell. Fucking, latest news today. Besides Vince McMahon paying like $12 million and shut the fuck up because we had an affair money. Which, by the way, he stepped down as CEO of WWE.
I'm still waiting for my check from him.
I mean, holy crap, man! Like how? God damn, that's some fucking 1% shit he's been pulling the last few years, man. Be sure to check out our hosts T2RX6 on his YouTube page if he ever does another upload. Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, who uploads something new every other hour.
Did you watch it?
Did you watch it? Did you watch it yet, man? Roll Tide. Check out my YouTube channel.
If you're like, no, man, I had to work. He's like, fuck you. I'm not coming
Who
on the
cares,
podcast.
man?
That's
Go
why
to the
he's not on
bathroom.
here tonight. He was like, you didn't watch my stuff? And we just said he wasn't feeling good, but he was really like, you didn't watch my stuff? Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
He doesn't say it like that. He says, you didn't watch my stuff, Justin? That's fucked up, man.
It's fucked up, man.
He's like, goes off and calls you 7 different curse words you never knew existed, and then he's like, oh, hi, man. Here's a picture of my pug.
He's got a picture of my face on a pillow, and he's like, attack, Gator, attack. That way if he ever sees me.
Gator starts looking at it. No, Gator, he'll like that. Stupid dog. I should have got a Roddy, man. I should have got a Roddy. Check out my YouTube page at Oscar NJ Boy, OSCAR NJBOY. And, of course, you can catch Robert Giagani, Sabado Gigante, hosting episodes of Sabado Gigante as the new Don Francisco. Until then, on behalf of me, my friend Justin, our good friend of the show, Anthony, which, seriously, Anthony, I'm tempted to have you back on again because, fuck.
You know your stuff.
You contributed, you know your shit, and you contributed a lot of fair points in today's episode. And, of course, on behalf...
clear my calendar, and I'll just keep leaving out cat food for the children, and they'll be fine.
Dad, we're hungry. You throw them frozen patties. Make those. Ow! Shut up. You're a man. And on behalf of Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, T2RX6, and of course our good friend Robert D, I want to wish you all a wonderful day. Stay reformatted and have a nice day somewhere else.
Peace.
Later.